In this video, we're going to be showing you some really interesting CorelDRAW techniques. We're going to be also using our Easy Stone macro for CorelDRAW. But really the focus of this video is about making money um, because that's what we're in business to do. And one of the ways that we can make money is we can personalize designs that we download for free, designs that we purchased. Being able to personalize those designs is ultimately going to put more money in your pocket. And that's really what the focus of this is working on developing our CorelDRAW skills to be able to personalize designs in a way that's going to make us more money. So let me show you the design that we're going to be working with. First of all, I'm in here in CorelDRAW where we don't have anything open, and I'm going to drag and drop an EPS file, a free file that is available on our website, drag and drop it right here into our CorelDRAW workspace. Now, once I've done this, you'll always get this window, and we're going to import as editable, and then we're going to also import text as curves, and click OK. And this is the result that we get. Now we're going to delete the part of the design that we're not going to be using. We're even going to delete the weed box. So this is a design that we recently posted, and I think it's a pretty popular design because lots and lots and lots of you have downloaded it. But you know what's going to make this design special? Not this. Yes, you could put this on a shirt, stick it on a rack, put it on a mannequin over in the corner there, and you'll probably sell a ton of them. But you know what's really going to sell this design? Is to get rid of this, and 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 put something in there that means something to your customer. So imagine putting a year in the smaller part and putting in Patricia Williams or Williams family or whatever your name of your organization is. Whatever it's going to take to personalize design for your customer, they're going to be infinitely more excited about that than just another ribbon that says hope and cure. Trust me now. They may love the design just as it is, but if you have the ability to put something in there that means something to somebody, you're going to sell a whole lot more of these. And probably for more money if you're able to personalize it. So let's talk big picture here, all right? Because I think it's important that you understand where we're going with this. Let's just say, for example, that you have an upcoming expo. You're going to do a trade show, a craft show, whatever, and you're doing it this month, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So you want to have this design. This is going to be your go-to design that you think everyone's going to buy. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to make up a whole bunch of rhinestone transfers, and you're going to pre-cut the ribbon, and we're going to pre-cut the ribbon out of either regular heat press material, which comes in many different pinks, or you're going to cut this out of metallic heat press material, because you can layer metallic on top of metallic, or you can layer regular heat press material on top of metallic, but you can't layer glitter. So for what I'm going to show you, this cannot be glitter. Now you could do glitter, but you can't personalize it the way I'm going to show you how to personalize it, because we can't put anything on top of glitter. All right? So you can have 90% of the work done. Somebody walks up to you and says, hey, can you put my mom's name in there and a year? Sure, I can do that for you. And I can do that for you in just a matter of minutes. All right? So let's just get to it. Let me show you what we're talking about here. Develop these CorelDRAW skills. Watch this video 100 times if you need to, but master the technique that I'm going to show you, because it has literally a million applications. Not just for this, but for lots of different applications. So let's get to it. select the large part of the ribbon, come up here to your contour tool, click and drag somewhere. See that outside line? Now let's move it in, move it in, move it in. See, there you go. Okay, that contour to the inside. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to click the smaller ribbon, come up here, choose this icon, copy contour properties from the original piece. Now we have the contour on all three pieces of the ribbon are exactly the same. Okay, now this could actually be useful. Let's right click and break contour group apart, right click, break contour group apart, right click one more time and break curve apart, and now we actually have three pieces. Okay, so we could technically put text in all three of these pieces if we wanted to. All right, so let me just share a concept with you. Let's start with the small piece first. Let's say I want to put the word cure in here. What I'm actually going to do is, instead of hope and cure, we're going to put hope for a cure. That's what I should have done originally, and I didn't. So we're going to go and do it now. All right, so let's go ahead and just type out the word cure. The size of the text is not relevant. The font really isn't relevant. So we're going to choose this weird font that I found that I don't know, I just fell in love with. It's called DF Mincho -SU. You can see that here, DFMINCHO-SU. Where I got it from, I don't know. I just think it's a cool font for some reason. We're going to select it. Let's go ahead and open up our font manager here in the font tab in EasyStone. And we're going to select our shape. And we're going to click this option, text to envelope. And we're going to get this result. And that's not the result we want, so let's undo that. Let's rotate this and see what kind of result we get now. Text to envelope. Well, it's better, but that's not too nice, I can tell you that. And I know why it's not nice, and it's important for you to know why it's not nice, so you can fix it. The reason it's not nice is because the envelope tool is looking at all these nodes, my goodness, and it's getting confused. Okay, so here's what I would do. I would duplicate the existing shape by hitting the plus key on my keyboard. I give it a different color just for giggles and double click on it, and now all my nodes are there, and just start deleting. Just come in here, delete all these nodes but the corner ones. Okay, there we go. Now we just have the corner ones. Now the reason that I put a duplicate right on top is you can see how far the duplicate version has strayed from the original. All right, it really honestly hasn't strayed enough in this particular example to matter with a hill of beans. But let's go over to the wireframe mode so you can see it. There is some variance. Okay, there is some variance. And if we really wanted to get close, we could click on here and we have these control handles and we could get pretty dead on if we wanted to. All right. But like I said, for this particular shape, there wasn't that much of a variance where honestly, I would sit and take the time to modify it like I just did. All right. So now you can see it's much, much closer to the original than we had originally. Let's go back over here to enhance mode. Now, here's the thing. Now that we've created this shape, we're always going to want to keep that shape. And I'm going to show you why here in just a little bit. So just kind of keep that in mind. We're always going to want to keep this shape. Let's delete this piece. We don't need that. Now, for the next part of the design, we're going to, again, let's just go ahead and make a duplicate for now. We need to clean this up, but before we do that, we need to hit the plus key on our keyboard, and we need to get rid of all of these nodes as well. Let's change the color. So now you can see we have one right on top of another. and we're going to come in here and delete all the offending nodes. All these, like so, okay? Now here, there is pretty dramatic difference, and when we switch over to wireframe mode, and you'll see it's really dramatic difference. And so what we need to do is we have two control handles that is going to modify this line, and we need to use these two control handles as best we can to modify. So I pull, push, prod, pull. Sometimes you pull one, then you pull the other, then you pull it again, and again, and again, till you get it close. And all we're looking for is close. It doesn't need to be nuts on for what we're doing. Just close enough. And you can see there's a little bit of variance there, a little bit of variance here. And you know, it just depends on how much you want to really monkey with it. It's really not that critical as long as it's fairly close. And generally speaking, you can get what you need to get with just the two control handles if you finesse it enough. You do have to kind of experiment a little bit and see what's going to work, but you can see now that it is off just a little bit, but it's pretty close. So we'll go ahead and switch back over. We'll delete this one, and we'll delete this one. All right. So these are the two pieces that we're going to be working on for this particular example. All right. So now watch what happens. We're going to rotate cure. I tell you what, let's just apply cure and see what happens. Text to envelope. You can see cure is backwards. Okay. And so here's what I found out, because I've already done this previously. Here's what I found out. And it's kind of interesting, actually. If you double click on this shape, what that does, if you double click on any shape, it takes you into the shape edit tool. Now, do you see this arrow? It's pointing kind of down and to the left. Well, there's a function when you're in your shape tool to reverse curve. Now watch that arrow. See how it's kind of pointing up to the left? So it was pointing down, now it's pointing up. So we're changing the direction of the shape. Now watch what happens. We're going to take cure right here, text to envelope, boom. See what it did? But if we rotate this, then apply it, text to envelope, bingo, that's exactly the result that we were looking for. Okay? So if we move this right into position here, you will be able to see that this does in fact really fit right inside the original shape. I mean, it just fits in like a glove. And that's exactly what our expectation is. It's supposed to fit right inside that shape. So the nice thing is let's say, well, let's just keep going with this design, and then we'll kind of come back and we'll do something just a little bit different here. So there's cure. So now what we want to do is we want to do hope for A. All right. So what we're going to do here is something a little bit different. We're going to grab our 3-point curve tool, and we're just going to drag out from edge to edge and grab our smart fill tool and click, and there is our new shape. You can see it still only has 4 nodes, and that is really quite critical for the next step. So we're going to type in hope for a cure. All right, we're going to change our font, select our text and our new shape, text to envelope. And notice how hope for a cure just fits in there like a glove. So now what we can do is let's bring it over to our original design here, position it where we think we want it, and see there, hope for a cure. And then we'll move over. Oh, I see what we did. We put in hope for a cure. Okay, that's not what we wanted to do. No wonder why it looks goofy. All right, I didn't catch that, so that's good. We're going to come back to this. There's our hope for a cure. No, we don't want to hope for a cure. We just want to hope for a. So what we're going to do, grab our envelope tool, clear our envelope, and get rid of this. We want to hope for a, and then select our shape, text to envelope. There is hope for a. Now it's looking like I expected it to. Didn't catch that earlier. So there's hope for a, and then cure is going to fit right in here. But see how big cure looks like compared to the other text? So we're just going to shrink cure down a little bit. Go ahead and position it. And then step back and take a look. Isn't that a great looking design? Let's go ahead and add a weed box. That's what AW does. And isn't that a great looking design? Okay, we can kind of fine tune the exact placement for hope for a cure. And I think that looks better than the hope and cure does. Really, really nice looking. I really like that. I like the way the text flows with the ribbon. Okay, so now here's the situation. We've done all of this work, right? We've got this shape, we've got this shape, we've got this shape. These are all ready to go. These shapes we don't actually need. All right, so let's just say we're at our trade show, we're at our craft show, whatever the case might be. We've got all of our rhinestone transfers ready to go. We've got 3 dozen of these ribbons ready to go, already cut out of our pink heat press vinyl material. And somebody comes up and says, you know what, I love that design, but instead of hope for a cure, can you put in Patricia Williams and 1996? Sure I can. Not a problem. Pick a font. Happy to do it. So we just type in Patricia Williams, right? We come in here, we pick our font. So let's go ahead and choose whatever font they pick. Then we're going to go in the font manager here, and we're going to choose the text to envelope. There's Patricia Williams. Then we're going to come in here, and we want 1996. And again, we're going to change our font. And again, text to envelope. Oh, that's a problem, but not really, because we remember we have to rotate it. Then apply it. There's 1996. Perfect. So what we'll do here is we'll just copy this over, and we're going to delete the hope for a cure, and we're going to drop in, shift page up, we're going to drop in Patricia Williams, just like so. And then we want to put in the text of 1996. Again, shift page up, and we're going to shrink this down a little bit. And there you have it. A totally custom design, and all we're actually going to cut out and have to weed is the Patricia Williams in 1996. We're not going to have to weed out the whole design, and then we'll just put this right on top of our regular heat press, our pink heat press material, and it's ready to go for our customer. And how excited are they going to be about their own personalized design compared to some stock design? This is a great looking design, but to the family of Patricia Williams, they're going to be a lot more excited about this design than they would this one, most likely, because it's personalized. It means something to them. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you work on this technique and master it. Absolutely master it. Because imagine doing the same technique. Let me just show you quick. Let's go back in and grab our text tool, and we're just going to type out the capital letter D. And let's pick, let's see here. Let me find our font. I think it's AA maybe, yeah. Okay, same thing. Imagine this, all right? And maybe that's not the right athletic tail. Let's find one that is. Let's try our letter A here. I don't know which one we want to use. All right, well, yeah, we can use this. We'll just go ahead and modify this. So we're just going to grab our, this has a bunch of nodes, first of all. So we're going to get rid of some of these. Okay, and yeah, that's a little dramatic. All right, but so let's just say there's our athletic tail, right? And I want to put in diva. All right, so maybe we have baseball or softball or cheer, whatever text we have, and we want to fit the word diva in here. Well, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to come in here, do my contour, like so. I'm going to break my contour group apart. I'm going to then say, well, how far do I want diva to come over? Well, I want diva to come over to about right there. Grab my Smart Fill tool. There it is. That's the shape that we're going to be using. So we're going to delete our line. And this is the shape that we're going to use. Remember, we're going to make a duplicate of our shape. Give it a different color. Delete these extra nodes that could conflict. Now we switch over to wireframe mode. You could see deleting those extra nodes really had no impact, or virtually no impact, on the shape. So we can delete that. So now we can just type out the word diva. And let's see here. What do we want to use here? I want to use Army, actually. It's kind of a cool font. And text to envelope. And there is diva. Let's go back over here. Let's change out the color. See, how cool is that? So now we can just type out the word softball, for example. And I don't know, what do we want to use? Ballpark is always a favorite font. So there's ballpark. And then we'll go ahead and rotate this a bit, maybe. Make this bigger. Make it connect. And there we go. We'll go ahead and select both of those. Weld that together. I tell you what, let's make this a little bit bigger. Softball will make a little bit bigger. Reposition it. There we go. That looks pretty good. And we'll go ahead and weld that together. And then we'll take this welded design here. We'll go ahead and add a contour to it. Not too much of one though. Just want a little bit of contour. Something like so. And then we're going to break that contour group apart. We're going to add a weed box to it. Okay, so then this outside line becomes white. This will become white as well. This, of course, I don't know, could be whatever color we want it to be. Something like that. See? And then just really in just a few seconds, we're able to create a really cool design just using that same basic technique. And because we have this shape, we can switch out diva and put anything that we want in there. So for example, if we want to type out Mustangs, and we come up here, we use the same font, text to envelope, and there's our Mustangs. So whatever we want to do, you will have the ability to do it now that you've mastered that technique. So again, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try it. I hope you master it, more importantly. And then I hope you actually put it to practical use. Thanks for watching.